Ogun Ola, what does it mean, by the way?
Ogun Ola. It means tomorrow's war. My name is Raymond Yusuf. I am a member of the Filmmaking Collective, the Critics Company. We are a filmmaking collective based in Kaduna, Nigeria. And most people know us for, those boys like to make sci-fi films or make films with their smartphones. And our most recent work is Ogun Ola. We collaborated with Morgan Freeman's production company on this film. So yeah.
Master of Iron. Chief of Robbers. You have water, but you bathe in blood.
I'm kidding. So in the spirit of VFX, today we're using green screen, as you can see behind me. For those of you who are new on this channel, welcome to the Filmers series. In this series, we interview filmmakers, we talk about the challenges and the problems we face while making the films and the content that you get to watch. So that being said, I will shut up now and let you get back to the interview. How did you personally get into filmmaking? And maybe at what point did you now join the Critic Company?
All members of the Critics are we are all related. We are siblings and cousins. Yeah, so a certain friend was working at my dad's company, and there was this popular pause and play effect where if you are filming on your Nokia device and you film somebody and you pause and the person walks away, then you continue the footage back. It gives the effect like the person disappeared. Yes, so that was kind of my first, foray into filmmaking. And it started from this pause and play effect, and we were recording ourselves in the house, recreating scenes from films that we had seen.
So the intro, the TCC intro, it has this spaceship vibe that already gives us that impression that this is a sci-fi film that we're about to watch. Why did you guys go? By the way, would you call this sci-fi or fantasy or epic? What category would this fall under?
I find it really interesting that you brought that up, because we have had this conversation multiple times, because everybody, when they introduce us, they're like, science fiction filmmakers and their science fiction film, Ogun Ola. But Ogun Ola is really science fiction because it's pulling from the spiritual, mystical elements, mythology. So it's leaning more into the fantasy genre than the science fiction genre. So yeah, we love science fiction films, really. We wanted to create a futuristic kind of world, but we were imagining a futuristic Nigeria, and that's why we have the National Theatre.
I saw that. Yeah.
What's the most popular, place, or what are the most popular places that if people see, they would know it's Nigeria. But now I realize that it might be misleading.
No, I think it does the work. Yeah. It gives us that impression of what we're about to watch. So yeah, I keep it.
I wasn't listening.
Parle en français.
They spoke French at some point. Was there a reason for the French?
Yeah, unintentionally, we have almost 3 Nigerian languages in the film.
I think it's only Hausa I didn't hear.
Yes, but also it's it was shot in Kaduna, so there are elements
so
of
that has,
northern Nigeria in the film.
Yeah, that has
so
cool.
Just to kind of show the complexity about we not just being one-dimensional people.
Okay, let's talk about the VFX. The inscriptions, those markings on their arms, it was excellent. Like I said, that was the thing that caught my attention. I was like, this is done really well. I'm guessing they were really on their arms, but then they were glowing at some point in the film. So can you and then even the smoke from his face, that was really good as well towards the end. And the eye thing reminded me of all these vampires and soul shifters.
I think the only inscription we had on the character's hand was with the mom, and we were actually referencing The Last Airbender with that particular
that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So during pre-production, we were wondering, like, how are we going to achieve it? Because for the first time, I realized how complex that, like, it flies over a lot of people's heads, right? They just think, oh yes, it's there. Because I was watching M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar again, and his avatar has like the markings drawn with like black pen, right? And when it is glowing, what that means is that for every scene where we see the avatar glowing with his arms and his head, there is a CG double for that character for every scene that happens. That is expensive and very time consuming, right? So I had to kind of like think of a way that we could do it and almost achieve like the similar effect. So I made use of something called like a luma mat, just basically working with the brightness of like certain things. Like for example now, because this wall is bright behind me, I can make it glow because it's white already. So we brought in our friend who was like a body artist to paint inscriptions on the mother. So we used the white painting to kind of like generate a map that will glow for the character. So yeah, that was actually pretty interesting to kind of like do.
What about the eye? The eye thing, was it the same thing?
That was, the eyes was basically imposed. There are almost so many similar, like eye effects. And we wanted to kind of like at least try to maybe bring a bit of twist to our own, even though it looks like it was inspired by like Vampire Diaries. But we have like, for that particular shot, we have the character's eyes still there. But like every other thing apart from the pupil,
okay, now became
like
black.
But the cornea.
Last one, the smoke from his face. Now, that was just like the eyes. That was post.
Yeah, that was post. That was the hardest. That was like the hardest shot.
It paid off because it looked really good.
Yeah, I know worked with like smoke simulation, so it was a lot of trial and error. Yeah, just to find an easy way to kind of like achieve it really. But yeah, it was. I'm glad how it turned out really.
There was this. It was at the ending. That ending fight. There's this quick camera movement in the action scene. My mind went to the first Kingsman movie that came out, and I think after Kingsman movie, other action films started following that. How did you guys pull it off? I know that there are hidden cuts in between.
To be honest, I'm really kind of like grateful that you are like bringing conversation based on like certain things that a lot of people will not necessarily talk about in the film. So I really appreciate that really, because I watched Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men for the first time.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes, I was inspired like by the one take sequence. I think before 1917 came out, it was, and ever since seeing that film, I've just wanted to shoot everything in like one take. And when we started like this production, we were having a conversation, and I was like, how can we make the fight scene not feel, like the typical fight scenes that we see where the camera is just there? Like, how can we make the audience feel that tension as well? Like they are also there with like the characters. So if you've watched Aquaman, they open with like a one take fight scene, right? So Aquaman was actually a very big inspiration for us. Yeah, there are a lot of hidden cuts really in that sequence, and like visual effects work too.
But it worked. It definitely worked. Like I definitely remembered it. So kudos.
Yeah.
You guys definitely did an excellent job. Okay, so now I'll throw it to you. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you guys face?
Yeah, some of the visual effects shots are like very challenging, but I think particularly for this project, first of all, finding the actors was like one of our first challenges, and also like the location. For example, we had to post-production because of like our actor's schedule. So we filmed the first part of production like at the ending of December 2020, and we continued production in April 2021. Yeah, because of schedules and because we couldn't find the right location that we could use for the house that our character was living in. So we got this uncompleted building that the production designer had to kind of like really set up to look like a house.
Yeah, someone is living there.
Yes, and because we were going to do the one take scene, most of the lighting, especially in the one take sequence, were like practicals, and they were just like bulbs hanging in the scene.
Because the camera is moving up and down, so you can easily see the light. Yeah,
exactly. In post production, the film like took longer than we expected, but luckily for us, our executives were not too hard on us. Yeah, kudos to our composer, Joe Ansaridu.
The music was nice.
Yeah, it's really amazing. But yeah, that was actually a fun part of the process. Yes, there was an accident. I think the most gruesome. Let me know it's gruesome, but wow. Almost fatal accident was our stunt double for the murder when he was slammed into the wall. He had like a cut, like a very almost large, on his leg, but it just like peeled his skin. It peeled his skin. So I think that was the most, fatal accident we had on production.
Wow.
All in all, I guess maybe life in itself was its own challenge making this film. But I think the most inspired thing is the thing that we're grateful for is being able to like make films and start with an idea and get to the end. So
I always say that the fact that you can start and finish the film, that alone is worth celebrating. I think I was watching you guys' documentary on your screening it, and I now know that it was actually it's a proof of concept. That's Ogun Ola. So So Alpha, are we expecting a feature film announcement anytime soon?
Well, all things being equal, we're supposed to kind of like have that happening really soon. It is just it might take longer than we think, because it's a feature film, so it will not happen like, I don't know if a feature film is going to happen, it might be in like 2025, 2026. Because of like it has to be better. It has to be better than the short film. So
all right, thank you so much, Raymond. It has been a pleasure speaking with you. Like, I did not, that avatar thing just blew my mind. I was like, the whole tattoo thing.
Thank you very much.
Now will be a good time to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and do hit the bell icon. So that bell is simply a notification, just the way you get your credit alert. You also get an alert telling you that I just released a new video, and so you can go see it. That's pretty much what it is. Smash the like button, and more importantly, share your comments. Let's hear your thoughts. All right, let's have a discussion in the comment section.